I get this question a lot from people. How can I stop this habit? I don't like it. I feel awful when it happens. So I'm going to give you some tips to help you. I'm going to give you a little practice that you can do. You want to know that judging other people, it's a bit of a habit. So what we want to do is break the habit. That's what I'm going to share with you today, something that you can use to practice to break the habit. It's got to be something practical, right? Creating real lasting change inside of yourself and in your relationships with other people is all about something that you can practice and make tangible and real in your daily life that's going to make a difference. I always want you to remember when it comes to judging other people that you're not the only one who does it. Pretty much everybody is judging everybody else. It's very natural to automatically fall into the pattern of judging people. If you are on a path of personal growth, you're committed to being a conscious person, you're committed to being a good person for yourself and towards other people, then you might notice you start to beat yourself up a little bit. If you notice you're judging people, you start to feel like you shouldn't be doing that and you're a bad person if you judge people. If you get into that kind of cycle, you really want to give yourself a break, because we're all human. We all judge other people to some extent at different times. What is most important is not whether you're judging other people, it's what you're doing about it when you notice that you're doing it. What I want you to get in the habit of is knowing how to interrupt yourself when you're judging other people and then create a shift in trajectory within yourself about what you're thinking about and how you're feeling and what you're doing that will create a new pattern for yourself, a much more compassionate, conscious and loving way of being. So before I give you the process I want you to follow as a practice for how to stop judging other people, I'm going to share with you the foundation of this practice, the main perspective shift that you need to have that will jolt you out of judging other people and make you much more self-aware, much less likely to judge, much more willing to accept other people as they are. And it might sound a little bit brutal, but here is the foundation of it. You are in no position to judge. I'm in no position to judge. You're in no position to judge. Every other person is in no position to judge. None of us are in any position to judge anybody else. Why do we want to use that as the foundation for this practice to stop judging other people? Because here's what happens. What is judging other people is not your loving self-aware self. It's not your higher consciousness. It's not your soul judging other people. It's ego. Our egos judge other people. It's the lower part of ourselves that gets caught up in this judging other people. And often we do it in default autopilot mode because we think we know better. So I start judging someone else because I think I know better than they do about whatever it is that I'm judging, about their relationship or about their behavior or about the way that they're dressing or about the way they're interacting with other people or about their financial situation or their health or their career or their body or whatever it is, the myriad of a million things you could judge somebody about. Usually you're judging because you're an ego and you think you know better about that thing. And so it's like sharing an opinion, whether it's inside your own head or whether it's out loud, and you're saying this to other people, you are opinioning upon them from your perspective of being right and wronging them in the process. Now here is why we use the I'm in no position to judge mantra as the foundation of our practice. 1, we don't know what is right for them. Fact, we don't know what is right for them. We don't know right and wrong in this scenario. This is not our life. This is their life. We are in no position to judge because we are not walking their path. We are not in their shoes. We have no right to say what is right and wrong for anybody else. Until you have walked every step of their life, you're in no position to judge. So we use the I'm in no position to judge to remind us that we do not know right from wrong in this situation for them. It is our ego and our opinion that is being superior, and we remind ourselves, I am in no position to judge. That is their life, not my life. The second reason we use this mantra is very, very powerful. I am in no position to judge because I do not have my whole life together. How can I be judging somebody else when I know for a fact that I am still figuring life out myself? I'm not perfect. I don't have everything together. In some areas, I'm a bit of a mess too. I don't always get things right. There is nobody on this planet that can say that they are perfect and they have got all of their stuff together. It's just untrue. We are here on an evolutionary journey to raise our consciousness and to become more of who we really are, to become better people, mind, body, and spirit. And we are not done with that assignment until the day that we draw our last breath and we leave this world. So nobody is perfect. And because nobody is perfect, nobody is in a position to judge anybody else. So when you notice that you're judging someone, you remember that I'm in no position to judge is the foundation of this practice, because one, I don't know what is right and wrong for them. That's their path, not my path. I'm not walking it. I am in no position to judge. Two, I'm in no position to judge because I got my own stuff going on. I'm not perfect, so who am I to fire my opinion at them? Now, you might think that that's being a little bit negative towards yourself in terms of saying, well, I'm in no position to judge, but it's actually not. It's being factual and accurate about it, and it's about putting your ego in check. Because when we're judging other people, let's be honest, our egos are running riot. Right? So we want to get our ego in check, we want to put it in its place, and we have to do that by getting real with ourselves. So let's now go through a practical process that I want you to use to help you stop judging other people. Number one, I want you to write down on a list, what do you normally judge people about? What triggers you to be right about stuff? Is it that you have really strong opinions about how people should be working, or how people should be living, or what people should be doing with their health, or how people should manage their money, or how people should behave? There will be things that are hot buttons for you that you get judgy about, okay? So you want to just get really honest with yourself. What do I get all judgy about? Notice. What kind of people, what kind of things, what kind of situations, what sends me into judgment mode? Why do we want to do that? Because when you're aware of it, you are prepared for the next time it rears its ugly head. The more aware you are of yourself, what you do and why you do it, the easier it is to start to interrupt it, because you are forearmed, forewarned, and you can notice it when it comes up next time so that you can interrupt it as early as possible. Once you've made that list, then you're going to go out in the world and you're going to be prepared and self-aware for when that starts happening. The next time you catch yourself judging someone inside your own mind, having a dialogue with yourself, or you notice you're judging someone in conversation with another person, you stop. You either stop that conversation or you interrupt the thought and you say to yourself, I am in no position to judge. That statement is enough, because you've watched this vlog, you understand what that means. It means I don't know what is right and wrong for them. I have no right to say what's right and wrong on their path. I was gifted my life, they were gifted their life. That's their gig, that's their choice. I am in no position to judge. Also, I'm in no position to judge because I got my own stuff going on. I've got my own stuff going on spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, professionally, in my relationships and love and all sorts of areas. I don't have it all together because I'm not perfect either, so I am in no position to judge. When you go through the process and you're actually in the moment and you're triggered and you're judging, you don't have to go through that whole dialogue because your mind already understands this new perspective. All you have to do is remind yourself, and it will check your ego. You notice that you're triggered, you'll notice that you're judging, and you say, I am in no position to judge this person. Immediately, it puts your ego in its place and it brings in a higher level of self-awareness. Then once you've interrupted your judgment in that way, putting your ego in its place, you're going to shift yourself into compassion and love energy state. It's really important to do this because quite often the people that come to me saying, I want to learn how to stop judging, are people that are really loving, kind people, and they don't want to be judging other people. And what happens is you feel bad about yourself when you notice that you've done it. So it's not enough just to interrupt it and say, I am in no position to judge. You want to energetically balance the whole situation to come into love and compassion, not only in terms of how you're being towards this other person you're judging, but also towards yourself, because you don't want to be beating yourself up about having fallen into judgment. You're just creating more problems for yourself. So what you're going to do is, after you've noticed that you've been judging and you've said, I'm in no position to judge, you are going to go straight into a very powerful practice. It's called Ho'oponopono. It's an ancient Hawaiian healing, reconciliation and forgiveness mantra, and it is so powerful. And it goes like this. It's 4 statements. You say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And you repeat it over and over to yourself as a mantra, and it will cleanse you of the situation and energetically rebalance you. So again, Ho'oponopono, ancient Hawaiian healing, forgiveness and reconciliation technique, and it goes like this. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Now you say those 4 things inside your own mind. You are creating a rebalancing inside of yourself, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. And if you're wondering, who am I saying these statements to? I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. You're saying this to life. You're saying this to the universe. You're saying this to source. You're saying this to your own soul, your own higher awareness. You're saying, basically, I recognize that I've been caught in my ego. I recognize that I've been caught in a default autopilot cycle of judging some other beautiful soul. I don't want to do that. I'm sorry that I've done that. Please forgive me. Thank you for this rebalancing that's happening, and I love you. I have love for them, I have love for life, and I have love for myself. So to finish off, let's just run through those steps again really briefly so you're really clear on how to stop judging other people. Have your list of the types of people, situations, and things that you commonly judge. 2, be self-aware as you're out there in your life waiting for opportunities to practice, and as soon as you notice that you're being judgmental, what you're going to do is say to yourself, I am in no position to judge, and then go straight into Ho'oponopono. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And in that moment, you have put your ego in its place, you have elevated yourself, you've been compassionate and loving in your energy about the situation, and you can carry on your day knowing that you have disempowered this judgment cycle, and you have empowered yourself in a whole new direction to be more soulful, to be more compassionate and more loving towards other people, but also towards yourself. So I hope this has been helpful. Please do leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you.